level. Thank you so much, Afrocentric and the speakers. Let's keep these conversations going.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Afro. Just 2 minutes. Guys, tuko hapa wengi. We are many of us. And that on the comment section, we still 748 hashtags trend that have been done. Please keep your fingers clicking while you're waiting, while you're listening. And big thing. But let's not think about 2027. Let's think about how today you're going out there, how to look out for those goons, how to keep safe. Let's hear from people who are getting ready to go out there. Let's keep the conversation about today. Tomorrow, God is there. Today, what is going to happen? What's going on the ground? I can see in Kirote, all the way from Meru, I think. I'm not sure if I remember it correctly. She'll tell us what happened. Did they going out? And so on and so forth. Thank you, Java. But now saying that they're focusing on their salary and all that shenanigans, for me, it's rubbish. Some MPs, when they're asking to go to the office, they spend something that they would have earned in 5 years in one election. What does that mean now? It means it's not about their salary. It's about what they get, the deals they make, the money that they extortioning from the public coffers. That is what it is. So what are our chances? Our chances is what? It's very simple. Make politics unattractive. Politics is very attractive to them now because atatumia pesa yenye ange earn 5 years in one election time just to make sure he gets to that seat. And guess what, guys? Ruto himself told you guys, if you were listening, it's out there. People are elected because they're resourceful. He said it himself. It's not because they're going there to work for you or deliver for you. No, they're elected because they're resourceful. And they pour those resources into the election. Once they get into the seat, then they have to get their money back, every penny of it. And guess what? That money belongs to you. That money should have gone to vaccinating the little kid. That money should have gone to the school, lunch, breakfast. That money should have gone to build the public hospitals. That money should have gone to building those roads, bringing electricity to your village, and so on and so forth. So the focus is what? Kill the snake from the head. Back to you, Afrocentric.
Afro, just a second to echo on what Anna said. Just a second. You see, uh, I had a conversation with my boss last week, and there is one thing he told me that there is no rich man who thinks about his subjects. Why? If Ruto wakes up in the morning, what he thinks is, how am I going to make more money? Then he will take a trip to China, go sign a deal that will benefit his family, a deal that will protect his property. Are you people aware that Sudi has the deal of supplying timber in the whole country, which has been leading to deforestation? Go just do research. Yesterday I had a conversation also with someone who told me he has been with these people doing these deals, and this person, Sudi can go to Timboroa and give somebody a deal to go and cut timber. Huko ndo hiyo pesa inatoka, hiyo pesa chafu. Other people, we are also supporting a government whereby we are facing people wenye wameweka wash mbele. Do you think Karauri was voting yes because of his company SportPesa? No. Karauri is just a CEO. He doesn't own that company. Hana shares. Karauri yako tu pale kama nini the face. He's being investors wenye SportPesa to protect SportPesa. If the gaming industry tax inaenda kupandishwa, ilikuwa inapandishwa from 12% to 20%, why do you think a sane person would vote yes? That means kampuni za gaming industry ilikuwa inaenda kuumia sana. I've been working for the gaming industry now for a year now, and I'll tell you, walikuwa wanaenda kuumia sana. But that guy was voting yes to protect his property. And that is what we should know. There is no rich man out here who thinks about his subjects. That's why I've said, go work on the strategy, then come back stronger. That one will work. Thank you, Afro. Sorry for disrupting.
Thank you, 6,000. I'll give Tabi a chance to give an input. Tabi, karibu kwenye mic. Tabi, can you hear me? Maskai, go ahead. Tabi can't hear us. Go ahead, Maska, as you fix a mic. Maskai.
Hello guys, I hope you can hear me.
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. Well, first of all, we condone with the families, the people that have lost their loved ones. We really take time to say pole sana, and may they rest in peace. Mine will be very brief because a lot has been said, and you can't really add anything on top of what has been said. I'll try to be more idealistic as I put my point across. But regardless of how idealistic I am, it's only action that can bring the change that we want. So number one, we should understand that the infiltration into the protests is a show of how most of the people are not yet enlightened, and enlightened in terms of understanding what is not working. Because why would somebody be paid 1,000 shillings to go and disrupt something that will bring benefit from a generational point of view, and you're just thinking about now? So we have few elements that really need to be educated, and a shift of mindset is going to be very, very important. We need also to understand that they can play the game 92, and that's why they've been asking so much who are the leaders to the Gen Z movement, because they want to single out a few and empower them, give them money so that they become sellouts. And that's what politics in Kenya has become. You become a sellout, then you prosper at the expense of everybody else. So the fact that it has been retained, that it is leaderless, I think that is very, very important and should be maintained as such, because Ruto himself is a product of such opportunities. As somebody has said, walimuona tu akiwa uni, and they picked him up, and that's how he has ended up being a president. So they're trying to single out people who they confront, and then they get to high places at the expense of the people who are down here. And I think that one should be fought. Two things we have to choose. Are we going to go the British way, or are we going to go the French way? The British way is reforms, where you're given bits of something, hoping that the whole thing will change. Or will we go the French way and say total change, overhaul of everything? Because that is going to be something that is going to be, it might be protracted, take quite some time, but we must sustain the momentum, because once the vision catches fire, nobody can stop. And they say you cannot fight an idea whose time has come. Nobody instigated it, it just came out. It means it's something that its time has come. So we have to be faithful to that moment, and take it up and make sure that it comes to pass. And we must avoid the Jacobins, because the Jacobins want to come in and cause chaos, so that we lose focus of the greater mandate. So mine is just to encourage us that as we go out, let's put the vision ahead. We want a Kenya that works. We want a Kenya that delivers. As President Obama would say, we've inherited this land from our future generations. So what are we going to hand them? Not what we are going to get now. What are we going to hand them? So that should be our driving motto, that even as we fight, we're not fighting for bare minimum. We are fighting for an overhaul. And sometimes it's had to be painful for some time, but we have to endure the pain now so that we can reap the fruits later on. So mine is just to say, Viva, let's continue, and let's have a shift of mindset. We really have to have that shift of mindset to see that the new that is coming is in the dying old. So for the moment that the dying old is dying, the new might not be seen, but it is in there. We have just to search for it and bring it to light. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Pascal. Tabi, can you now hear us? Tabi, I'm running out of time. I want to drop the space.
Yes, I can hear
Go
you
ahead,
now.
go ahead.
I'm not, I think I had a problem with my speaker. I was not hearing anyone speak, but I hope everyone can hear me.
Yes, we can. Go ahead.
You
Yes,
can
we
hear
can.
me? All right. Thank you very much. I have listened the number of you earlier before my speaker went off. And you could clearly see there is something that is going on even in this cycle. People are trying to kill the momentum. Yeah, people are trying to kill the momentum that we are defeated. We cannot defeat Ruto. We cannot do this. You know, in everything, there is always a negative side and a positive side. So if you're trying to look for a negative part of these demos, you will always get, if you try to look for reasons to quit, there's so many reasons to quit. All you need to do is find that one reason to keep you going. What will keep us going? The momentum we have right now is that we need to redeem our country. We need to redeem back our lives. Our future is at stake. The moment we let these people say we cannot hold, we have a constitution to follow, are they even following the constitution? The person who took an oath to protect, to follow the constitution, is he himself upholding the constitution that we are all here drumming, oh, we must follow the law? Is he first of all following the law? The fact that there is no IEBC in place, that is already breaking the law. And do you expect Ruto to put up a structure that we will use to remove him in power? Do you expect him to do so? No. An example is, let's look at Sri Lanka. Did they follow the constitution to remove their president? Is there any constitution in the world that allows the citizens to overthrow the president? I think we have to understand that the law is our servant. We are the master. It is the law that should serve the people, not the people to serve the law. Once we put ourselves under the law, it means that those who made the law, which are the political class, will always dominate over everything in Kenya is working against the citizens, and the rich continue becoming rich. It is because the law has been designed for them. Yeah. A good example is a guy who was charged, I don't know, 10 million, just in the midst of this uproar, just to show us a middle finger that, you know what, impunity will always win. In the midst of this uproar, they come up with an increase of MPs. In the midst of this uproar, there was a computer error in NHIF. In the midst of this uproar, there was stealing of fertilizer in the mid-sea. What is that trying to, what kind of message are they trying to tell us? That impunity will win anytime. So it is not about us to think about we are losing. We have 1,000 reasons to feel weak. We have 1,000 reasons to give up. We just need that one reason to keep us going. And the reason is our future. Are we tired? If we are tired, then this is the main reason that we must keep the movement going on. We cannot allow ourselves to cow back, because once we start buying the fear, once we start saying that the Ruto is, and we cannot throw Ruto right now, what are we saying? That we stay with him for another, because in 2027, who will tell you that he will not buy all of you, the whole movement? He has already divided us. So if we give him more time, we'll give him more time to buy more. We'll give him more time to kill those who are not votable. Like a majority of you cannot be compromised. What will happen to you? Your lives is at risk. It will come for you. Yeah. So we are not safe either way. Going back, so is to make sure we shake him. We shake him, paint him as a bloodthirst person, paint him as the killer, the leader of the goons. Yeah, the police were there looking at the goons, the glare of camera. The police were pulling back, not touching the real goons, but going for innocent, pregnant women. Who does that? So the moment we give this guy more time, we buy that narrative of we have to follow. We have no IEBC. IEBC is Ruto has to appoint it. Do you think he will appoint a structure that will come after him? No, he won't. So we really need to find one reason to keep the movement going forward. We have to learn how to prevent the intruders from taking away the good things that we have already started. The intruders are the people that are being infiltrated into the movement. How do we get away from them? How do we bar them from getting into our movement? I like the way there was a guy called Babu who talked earlier on, trying to befriend, because Ruto has already infiltrated into us. We also need to find ways to filtrate into his army. How do we befriend? The soldiers are our relatives. These are our brothers and sisters in the army. Police are not foreigners. These are Kenyans who are also going the same hardships that we are going through. How can we make them come on our side? And now paint the picture that this is the guy that is eating, that is drinking the blood of our young men and women. That is the main thing that we should focus. Because if we say we need dialogue, to dialogue with who? Does he even understand your language? Does he? Because our language is, we need systems to work. Does Ruto understand how systems work? Look at his cabinet. Look at the things that are facing our country, even to an extent of packing sand to sell to a farmer. What language? How can you even sit on the same table? What are you going to discuss with that person? It has the audacity to pack sand to sell to a farmer. What are you going to tell him? That we don't want this? Because in him, he's already rotten. There is no soul in that person. So there is no way you're going to talk to any sense to him. So in terms of communication, first of all, we are talking a totally different language. For them, they know the language of dealership. How do we get more money? That is their language. And we don't understand that language. Our language is, how do we make our systems work? How do we make education system work? For them, they don't know that. They know if there is a school to be constructed, who is given that contract? That is their language, And how much is it? They even allocate you 10 million to construct one class, and one class will cost maybe 900,000. So that is their language, and that is not ours. So there is no day that we'll ever communicate, because we have no common ground. We have no common ideals with them. So there is no day that we'll ever sit with them and say, we have understood what you need, and if no. We are talking in totally different frequencies. Yeah. So let us keep the momentum going. I like the hashtag that Ruto must go. We need just to add more hashtags. This is a bloodthirst leader. He is drinking our blood. He's the leader of the goods. Paint that to all the media houses, to everywhere. Go to the World Bank and IMF. They are the one funding him. They're the one making him take the glory. Like, leader is this guy is a hero. A hero of doing what? Of killing innocent people? No, we cannot stay in this mode. We must find a way to get him out. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your submission, guys. I want to drop the space. We want to go on the streets and occupy everywhere. So if I'm giving you the mic, I'm not adding any new speakers, guys. No new speakers. I'm just clearing the speaker rack right now, and then we hit the streets, guys. Please bear with me. Please bear with me. We have a mission today. Today is D-Day. So, Kirote, mic is yours. Kirote.
Good morning. Okay. Good morning, everyone. I hope clear. First of all, I want to pass my appreciation to everyone who has put their efforts to make sure we've achieved something. It's really something. Apart from the finance bill being dropped, we've also seen a progressive effects of our demos and our voices. Tumeziona pia kwa Senate nini, so yeah, the pressure is working and we have something to be proud of. And secondly, I am in the village and every day I'm coming across conversations, views, and let me tell you, hey, we have a long way to go. You see, this day I was coming from Mero town. I was heading home, and there's this particular guy. He is in his 50s, well dressed. He looked decent, like alikuwa anakaa msee amesoma. You know what I mean? Only to hear his opinion kama tuko kweli. I actually decided to pass some information to the people who are in the matatu. I've never been that courageous before, so nikamua wacha niwaambie one or two yenye iko kwa finance bill and why we are against it. Hata kabla nimalize tu introduction, the man who's like the age of my dad, although my dad is older, akaanza and is like hawa watu naona wakienda huko kwa street Nairobi ni wanafunzi wa UON na KU, hata ziko karibu kufungwa, warudi nyumbani wawache kusumbuana na serikali. Wow. And he didn't stop at that. He was like, watoto wangu, they are very busy. They have work to do. They don't have time to waste in town, you know. I didn't know what to say. I was breathing fire. And I looked at him and told him, sisi wenye tuko kwa street tunapigana ni kwa sababu tumesoma na hatuna kazi. Na wengine pia tumesoma na tuko na kazi, but then we deal with taxes and others wana institutions like us. And he was like, you need maybe we are here in the village. I don't know what to say, but and I told him he has to stop dragging us from fighting for so that is it, guys. And one of the gentlemen hapo alikuwa anaongea, unajua watoto hawajui wanafanya nini, lakini kama tumewasaidia. So jana I heard someone saying he's 33 anasema maandamano ni ya
Krote, you don't have network. You are really going in and out of network. We are missing the whole.
we have a long way to go. That's my point for now.
Ngiroto ulikuwa na katika kweli, lakini good luck if you're going out there. I only remember her that she's from Meru because my classmate's name was Ngirote. So, Afro, back
Thank
to
you, guys. I'm trying to close this space. Lively Pandit. Livy Pandit. Are you there?
Na wafikishe hiyo hashtag kwenye comment section. Fikisheni 1000 jameni.
Ruto
The
must
next
go.
few
Ruto must
minutes.
go, guys. Push, push, push,
Please,
push.
Ruto must go on that on the comment section.
Lively, can you hear me? No. Ebu, I'm asking if he can hear you.
Who is it? Leslie?
Livy Pandit.
I can hear you.
Pundit.
Yeah. Go
It's
ahead.
Levi Pandit.
Go ahead. 2 minutes, guys. I'm
Hello,
closing
guys.
this. Go ahead.
Hello, guys. I hope you can
Hello.
hear me well.
Yes.
Loud and clear. Go on.
So this is what I have to say. Nimekam kwa hii conversation since ianze. I've heard what people have had to say since your time ilianza. Na like kuna mtu ameongea, I think alikuwa someone alisema like people are asking the reasons why tunafaa kwenda kwa streets, the reasons why tunafaa kuendelea kufanya whatever we are doing, to push whatever we are pushing every day. Like ukiamka hii country, like kama youth, kama Kenyan mwenye ako aware of what your rights are or what you deserve, unapata more reasons why unafaa kudemonstrate, why unafaa protest against this regime, this government. Like jana I didn't know, nilikuwa naishi around Rex, jana ilikuwa memorial yake. Nilipita around the social hall walikuwa wanafanya memorial yake, like so nikaanza kujiuliza, did this guy have to die? Why did he have to die? And many other Kenyans that have lost their lives, did they have to die? And if now the conversation ni wamekufa, and this person mwenye alikuwa at the center of these murders anatuambia he wants a conversation with us. He keeps buying bloggers to push his agenda, buying some young people to push his agenda of wanting to kill this movement, or wanting to silence us. The real topic is this guy is not interested in a conversation. He's interested in just silencing us. He's interested in making sure that we achieve nothing and that he gets to have his way. That's something we must never accept. Another reason mbona unafaa kuendelea, why this thing should not die. Kwenye tumebahatika tuko na kajob hivi, hii imekuwa end month. Like ukiangalia pay slip yako, like you are sharing almost a half of your salary na government, and there's nothing to show for it. Hakuna barabara, like unaishi kwa nini, kuna ma potholes, there's nothing. There's social services poorest, there's nothing to show for you being deducted half of your salary to go to the government in the name of taxes. Like that's a reason enough to want to change things. Like tunafaa vitu zibadilike bana, hatuwezi endelea hivi. And then nimesikia earlier on, nilisikia watu wakisema ati to strategize, we draw back to strategize on what? Like kama I think the only way we are tunaweza endelea like make government feel like your pressure need the more every day, like tumeplan tutoke out on the streets, twende, like tunafaa kutana up in numbers. Kila siku yenye tunafaa kutana up. Hakuna siku yenye tunafaa tuanza kusema ati like, let's draw back, let's rethink. Hatufai kumpea time, hatufai kupea Ruto time. He must feel us. Hata kama like kuna wengine wetu tusienda job, like but for the past 3 weeks nimekuwa nikichukua offs, strategic offs, siku yenye iko na maandamano, to make sure that pia mimi na add my voice to the conversation, na my strength to the push for a better country. So I've been preparing, niko karibu kwenda kwa street. I hope all mko hapa pia nyinyi mna prepare kwenda kwa street, like voice yetu isikike. Na hii historia ati kuogopa, like na hii kitu si watu waoga by the if you fear like you lose your life, I mean that's the price to pay. Hata mimi siogopi. If unfortunately my life ends kwa street. I know very well that kwenda kwa street to push for what we are pushing for, kuna a price to pay, and it can be your life, it can be maybe you getting maimed, but there is a price to pay. So everyone, I hope when you're involved kwa hii kitu, kwa hii conversation, you know there is a price to pay, and fear should not exist in our vocabulary. So to prepare to take our street, let's continue doing what we're thinking. Namalizia tuendelee kufanya kitu tumekuwa tukifanya, na hiyo Sunday it will make it even bigger. Sunday inafaa kuwa even special because for those of us ama wenye wanajua kidogo, like Sunday na kwa Sabasaba, and we know what Sabasaba stands for. Let's make it bigger, that generations to come itakumbukwa like in the year 2024 Sabasaba ili bring something better, hata kushinda ile yenye ililetwa na the past generation. So that's my that's all.
Thank you, Levi. I'm trying to drop. I told the space I'm going to drop at 10 a.m., but I'm going through my last crop of speakers. I cannot host a space while people are on the streets. But be careful. Kwani tumemaliza?
Ni kitu nimeona nani hapa Jiro say. I would like to hear what she has to say.
No, not this space. We have time to host other spaces. They can come and bring their opinion. Umeona nani tena?
I'm particularly interested in this madam Jirotichi.
Jirotichi.
She's a very eloquent on matters issues governance.
We MDM watu wanaenda ground. MDM kama unataka kumsikia.
Unajua alikuwa
Mkale.
mtu alisupport nini? Alisupport gava.
Yes.
Then I want to hear.
No, I know. She's a very nice lady, I know. But sasa, you know, people have to go on the ground.
Mnanisikia?
Mkale.
Mnanisikia?
Mike ni yako.
So mnanisikia?
Sawa kabisa.
So my main issue because of the leadership positions. You know what is killing Kenya is the leadership position. Huwezi pata CS wa youth and gender ako na 60 years. Ndio maana ajui bei ya vitu basic kama sanitary pads, ajui shit. So tuna elect the wrong leaders. Unapata mtu kama peaceful anaitwa Jackson Mandago, amia P2 P1 teacher anasimamia health committee, ndio maana ajui basic things. Unapata mtu kama Linturi anakuja kufanya biashara na docketry ya agriculture kwa sababu hana knowledge. Unapata full like Kipchumba Murkomen who is a lawyer, anafaa kuwe anasimamia law firm yake huko. Unapata ako kwa very important docket yenye inasimamia maneno ya lami. So hii cabinet yetu ni clueless, hakuna youth ako hapo. So these people never know the main issues that face the youth, kwa sababu unapata CS ni 60 years, 70, 65, 45, so our 55, so they don't know what the youth are going through. Bad management. Ruto sijui ako held captive on his own government na watu wanao madeni. Fuck the government. Lakini tutokeze kwa barabara. Nimeshukuru.
Hey, can you 1 minute talk about the friend that you lost? I've been on your profile. I see you lost your friend. You lost Maandamano.
I lost yesterday was the burial in Narok. Anaitwa Shieni Eric, tulisoma na yeye Sacho High School. Alipigwa headshot na ofisa mwenye anashika 20,000, na if this boy could have graduated angeearn more than 100 na andikie jamaa an extra 20,000 juu, wangekubaliana asimue. I feel pain. Ndio nimetoka huko Narok, ndio naishia LD. Nimeshukuru. Rest in peace.
Pole Mkale, pole sana, and our condolences, sincere condolences to you. I just wanted to check because the money that was collected was also going to help with the burial expenses. Do you know kama kuna kitu imewafikia nyinyi?
Yeah,
hiyo family yenye kijana amekufa?
tulikuwa morning, hatungeuliza do, lakini I think ilimfikia because na ni able people pia, lakini I think ilimfikia. Sidhani kuna foul play ilichezwa hapo.
Asante sana. Thank you very much. Kenyans mumesikia. So that collections that was done, it's helping the people in the hospital. It's helping as well to the families who have lost loved ones. They are all our families. We have lost loved ones as well. So let's make today worth it for them. Remember them when you're hitting the street. Be vigilant. Stay in groups. Beba maji. Watch out for the goons, and make sure you have somebody who can reach out to you. Tell each other point mtakutania, na mkipoteana mahali mnaweza enda mkutane. Just be vigilant and just please take care and keep your eyes open. The only thing that should come out of your mouth, do not agitate the police. Keep saying Ruto must go. Guys, it's 9:53. We have one last person on the speaker, but 9:57 comments on hashtag Ruto must go. Before you, I space ifungwe, please, let's make it to 1,000. It's 9:59. Make it to 1,000, please. Ni nani huyu mwenye next? Mi hata sioni hiyo jina. Afro to you.
Eunice.
Anaongea Central, mi simsikii. Afrocentric. Eunice anaongea.
Hannah, can you hear Eunice?
That is what I was asking you. I couldn't hear Eunice talking.
Hey, Eunice, we can't fix your microphone.
Alafu tufungie space na the anthem.
Oh, okay. Yes. Yeah. Eunice, we can't hear Eunice. What was the name of that lady? Girotich. Can't be the last closing speaker because Eunice has dropped the ball. Girotich, where are you? Let me see who the speakers were requesting. Last speaker, guys, we're going on the road. I can't be up on the mic. We can't be on a space. Yeah, go ahead.
Hi, greetings, everyone.
You're here by special request.
Thank you so much. I just want to echo what everybody is saying. As somebody had said, Livy Pundit, that I did vote for this particular regime, but I can tell you without fear or favor that everything that they have done is wrong and Ruto must go. You know, I have been in awe of the Gen Z movement. You are a brave, courageous, principled and focused group. I was, I suppose, what you'd call Gen Z in the 90s. And we also stood up and fought. But I tell you, in all my years, I haven't seen and experienced what I have seen these past 2.5 weeks. And I've been on the streets. It's only on Tuesday that I did not make it to the streets. And I just want to, first of all, offer my condolences to all those who have lost loved ones. It was a horrific sight starting last Tuesday, and this is unconscionable. And the usual tactics used by this regime to send goons to disrupt, to infiltrate, people who have been sent with money to compromise others and to get them to back down. This usually happens in such struggles and people fall along the way. And for me, what is encouraging is that there is a committed and consistent group of patriots who have refused to back down. And you know, when I think about my reasons for having voted for this particular regime, there was a very very excellent plan. But one of the things we have to remember going forward, I have to remember going forward, is a plan has to be implemented by people. And those people have to be people of integrity and people who are committed to seeing Kenya advance to the next level. And this is exactly what hasn't happened. And you know, the idea of holding our leaders, our elected leaders, accountable is something that I'm 100% behind. And if you go to my timeline, you go to my active citizenship, no matter who I support or I don't support, I always call out people who are not doing the right thing. And for me, this Ruto Must Go movement, which started with Reject Finance Bill 2024, is something that we should not let go of. I see and I feel that the Ruto Must Go hashtag is one saying that since you have been defeated to lead this country in a manner that is accountable, you have no alternative but to go home, along with your National Assembly, your cabinet, everybody, all of you go home. However, I must reiterate and just really underscore what other comrades have said earlier on, that there has to be a singularity of focus, and we must be like horses with the blinkers on, where we don't blink and we do not lose our focus. Because as we are saying this, somebody will say, don't go to the streets, they're goons. Let's stay home. Let us look for a leader. Let us try. This leaderless revolution is a sight to behold, and it's a beautiful thing. And I would say, do not let anybody box you into a corner, because they're looking for that snake's head to cut it off. And when you're amorphous, when you're like a shoal of fish moving in and out, you disperse, you come back together, we move, we go, but we have a particular objective. It'll be very, very difficult to destroy this movement. So for me, it is singularity of focus. I'm a Gen Xer. I'm a mother to Gen Zers. And I am, as a mother and as a revolutionary, as an active citizen, as somebody who has always stood for what is right, trust me, I am with you. And I will be with you to the very end, because even as Miguna says on other spaces, this is a revolution for all of us. The trigger and the push, the impetus, the dynamism has been brought by Gen Z, but it behooves the rest of all of us who have been on the sidelines, on the front lines, in the midlines, wherever, to come and join. The more we are, the more unstoppable we'll be. So that's what I wanted to say. It's a message of solidarity. I find myself in these spaces, but I do a lot of listening, because it is important to learn. You know, people who just talk, but don't take the time to listen, never really expand their views, expand their analysis, expand their ability to even more deeply reason around things. So that is why you'll find me quietly in these spaces, because yes, you'll see me speaking on TV or Spice or on Twitter, etc., but sometimes it is also important to listen. And I have been listening and I am hearing. And I also just say that at the end of the day, if this is tribeless, if this is partyless, if this is leaderless, it is about Kenya. And it doesn't matter where you sit, where you live, what you do, who you voted for, if you have a singularity of focus. Because many of us voted for these MPs who voted yes, Sindio, and we're still here trying to go and greet them and salimia them. So this is not so much the time for castigation and regret, but the time for proactive focus into the future, and know what we as Kenyans will never ever accept again. So that's what I have to share. I'll be with you. I'm going to the streets. I'm hearing Afrocentric is about to log off because he has to go. I'm also getting ready, and I'll be somewhere down there during the course of today. And if you see me, say hi. If I see you, I'll say hi. Let's be in solidarity. You can always tell the difference between peaceful demonstrators and protesters, and the goons who have been deployed by various political forces to try and disrupt and discourage us. So thank you very much. Aluta continua.
Thank you very much.